What is going on, ladies and gentlemen of the internet? It's your man of fire himself, Half Pint, once again. Today, we're going to be talking about the new Call of Duty trailer. Say, what? I didn't think I was going to be talking about Call of Duty. So, Call of Duty is definitely somewhat a big influence on my life because I've spent a majority of my gaming time, which is a lot of my time, playing first-person shooters. A majority of it was Halo and, of course, recently Destiny, but Call of Duty has had its fair share of time, especially with zombies. And last year, I actually did a pretty big rant on Call of Duty Black Ops 4 before the game came out during its first reveal. I said the game wasn't gonna be that fantastic, it wasn't gonna break any records. And guess what? It didn't break any records. Now, there was articles saying that there was some of the fastest selling game and yada yada yada, but it says that every single year. I mean, it's not like it was a terrible game. I mean, by all means, it wasn't a terrible game. There was quite a bit of praise for it. The Battle Royale was allegedly pretty good. Zombies was alright when it wasn't crashing all the time, and the campaign was... I mean, the campaign was alright, it was pretty good. But this here, Modern Warfare, what's going on here? If you haven't seen the trailer for yourself, I'd highly recommend you go ahead and check it out. I'm not going to do a play-by-play of it, I've already seen it. I mean, there's not really... I can't really get a first reaction out of it. I'll go ahead and leave it in the eye icon in the top right hand corner of the screen, which is actually over there. There we go. Click it now. Go ahead and check out the trailer for yourself, and be sure to tell me what you guys think about the trailer in the comment section below before I do my in-depth review, so I can see what your guys' 100% opinion is before it's influenced about what I'm about to say. Also, while you're down there, be sure to go ahead and hit the subscribe button. That's not me advertising like just any other YouTuber would, but I mean, come on guys, we get a lot of views here on the channel. Why not hit the subscribe button and go ahead and stick around for the long term? I mean guys, we are so close to 1 million subscribers, okay? I mean, sure, thanks small, let's go ahead and hit 10k subscribers first, but hey, it's all part of world domination. Hit that subscribe button. Now, as for this Call of Duty trailer, this trailer has already hit #1 on trending, which is absolutely insane. And we already have quite a bit of information on the trailer as well. Now, seeing for the trailer itself, I mean, it looks pretty good. I mean, you have all these Marines just like slowly coming out of these dark places, revealing that they were there the whole time. I feel like this is actually a really big indicator of where this Call of Duty is going. This is something that you would see in like one of those army commercials, you know, like join the US Army today. It shows badass scenes of Marines, you know. Usually it shows the darker, nitty-gritty parts of how the army or the Marines have to do some of the dirty work to really keep the country safe. This is the first signifying sign that this is going to be a darker game, pardon the pun, but also a little bit more nitty-gritty, and you'll see more of this throughout the trailer. It does get pretty dark, and of course right here we see my boy Captain Price come back. Now, Captain Price will not be voice acted by the same person who did it beforehand. However, whoever they have is not only the new voice actor that's pretty close to the last Captain Price voice-wise, but he's also the model for Captain Price. Have you seen this guy? I mean, look at this bullshit. That guy literally looks like Captain Price, except damn realistic. I've seen a lot of people making jokes how this is literally going to be no Russian the video game, and there's a lot of indicators for that as well. Now, this part right here is by far my favorite part. It looks very, very realistic, almost scary. And this right here shows a little bit of what is the photogrammetry, I think I said that right, and the ray tracing technology they are implementing into this game. Ray tracing technology is something that has been worked on for just a handful of recent games, and it's probably going to become the new industry standard when it comes to video games, to the point where it's not going to be advertised as much anymore. But for now, like I said, there's only a handful of games with ray tracing technology right now. Now, in case you guys don't know what ray tracing technology is, ray tracing is kind of like almost like an AI that auto detects lighting itself so that game developers don't have to manually place lighting onto objects. Here you can see it's already able to detect where lights are supposed to reflect off little bumps and such. So instead of having to create shadows and a lighting source, that this is automatically able to do it. Now, I don't know the specifics of that, which it kind of seems odd to me, because with After Effects, for example, when I'm editing something, I can create a light source and I can already put a lighting on objects with its own custom shadows. So what does that mean for ray tracing to automatically do it if I can already do it like that? Well, it's probably going to be a little bit more precise than any game dev can seem to do it, which is probably what makes the technology so much more, I guess, advanced, where only certain graphics cards are advertised to be able to do that. Now, I did watch the Game Ranks video where Jake Baldino talked about how he was able to go and get flown down to Infinity Ward so he could look at a few campaign missions from the game itself. His impressions were pretty positive, and a lot of people online that were also flown out say that this trailer actually doesn't do the gameplay justice. That says a lot, because I'm in the middle of breaking down this trailer, and it seems pretty fucking good so far, so we'll have to see what they mean. But the reason why I bring up Game Ranks in particular is because he talked about how there's going to be a lot more mechanics. The way he was describing it was almost similar to Rainbow Six Siege. For instance, if we look at this clip right here, you'll see this guy walk in the room like an actual Marine, and then he goes around the corner of this wall right here and actually kind of like leans into it like it's some match of Rainbow Six Siege or a, I don't know, actual Marine? So apparently this is an actual mechanic in the game that we'll now be able to use, which doesn't sound fantastic since there's already so many games that use this, and most games that have this, it doesn't get used really that often at all. But what I've been hearing so far, this game seems to have a more realistic take on combat, so this sort of stuff may be required and might not be super action-packed like past Call of Duties. And with this trailer, the reason why I keep pointing out this trailer so much, it's not because I'm fanboying, it's different. There's something different about this trailer. It's not super action-packed like all the last Call of Duty trailers that we've seen. It's very slow, meticulous, like an actual trailer should be. The way this trailer is shown off has more of a realistic vibe to it over the past super action-packed, almost blockbuster summer movie kind of trailer that we would see. Instead of going fast and furious, it's closer to an actual military film. Now, will this game be the most realistic? No, and that's not what I'm trying to say. But I am trying to at least get the fact across that this game, for once in Call of Duty, looks different. Now, this alone isn't what's gonna get me to just buy the game outright on day one, but I mean, I've gained some pretty positive impressions from this game so far. This right here is where we get the impression of no rushing the game, basically. We will be seeing a lot more of in the city sort of situations where we see all these rebellions seem to rise up, and damn, that's a good shot. Something we saw in some of the past Call of Duties, Black Ops in particular, is we saw a lot of moments where cities were rising up as we were military forces invading the city. But you never really got a real impact of that, considering the fact that it was always super action-based with explosions everywhere, so it didn't seem very realistic. I know in Black Ops 3 in particular, with the campaign being mediocre at best, it has the best example of this where I think you go to Cairo at some point in time and the entire city below you is just in a riot outrage, which should be an amazing thing to see, especially in a campaign, but it's not. Instead, your focus is above the city, nowhere near the riots, and drones are flying everywhere, and you're too busy throwing grenades and just explosions going off everywhere, and it's not even realistic. I'm not going to analyze this too much because I've already seemed to have been doing that so far, but what's cool is that this is really showing the darker side of things where, I mean, it should be treating war like an actual war zone, not just like some gimmick. You can do that in the multiplayer as much as you want because multiplayer is about the competitive side of the gaming. But for the story, if you're really trying to draw people in, if you want to show off war as you did with the past Modern Warfares, you gotta make it realistic, you gotta make it believable, and show that the stakes are high without just showing off explosions to raise the stakes. And right here we can see just how beautiful the game's looking. What feels like for the very first time, Call of Duty is finally gonna be on a brand new engine. Now, how will this affect the game? Is it possible that they're going to be rushing too much to get this game out and they're not prepared for this new engine, there might be more bugs? Or are they ready for this new engine because they've had 3 years to work on this game, so maybe the bugs are being ironed out? Will the game feel the same? Will it still feel pretty stiff in the multiplayer? Will the animations be smoother now potentially? Could the netcode potentially be better with this new engine since it's not based off of old 1990s tech? I don't know. We'll have to find out how this is going to affect not only the campaign, just looking damn good, but how's the multiplayer gonna play? And as we can see right here, we're seeing a lot of action from the Middle East. It's kind of almost retracing its steps from the original Call of Duty Modern Warfares, which I guess would make sense. This game will actually be a soft reboot of the series for numerous reasons. Hopefully most of which makes sense considering the fact that there wasn't really anywhere else they could go when it came to the last Modern Warfare series. They were probably thinking about Modern Warfare 4 for some point in time, but think about it. The Russians had invaded US soil, some pretty big figureheads had died. The Eiffel Tower just completely obliterated Paris. World War III just made the entire world go into chaos. Like, there wasn't really much that could go from there. Like, it would be a different game by that point in time. You'd be doing a different game at that point in time. It wouldn't be Modern Warfare. It'd be after World War III, which I don't really know what that would be. Like, that's borderline futuristic, borderline apocalyptic. Like, that's its own thing at this point. So for this case, they went ahead and went with the reboot sort of idea, which I think is going to work pretty well for the series. I really do think the game could benefit from a soft reboot. Considering the fact that we're getting a lot of the old characters back from the original Modern Warfare games, this could work out perfectly. We could get some of the old missions back that we love so much. One of the coolest things about the original Modern Warfare were the different diverse missions. But that's also what scares me at the same time, because we don't just want the old Modern Warfare games back for nostalgia's sake. We want it because they were diverse, they were different, it was fun playing the campaign, not just because the story was interesting, but each mission seemed different and there was a purpose behind each mission, and most missions had unique mechanics. The original Black Ops games had those as well. This is something we want to explore more of. We don't just want nostalgia from this game, but we wanted what we love so much about the original games. The fact that there was so much meaningful content within there. The missions, each mission felt entertaining from a story standpoint because it was interesting, and the missions were fun to play as well. And this also translates to the multiplayer. We don't want the multiplayer for nostalgia's sake. You don't even have to bring back the same old weapons or same old maps. What we want was what made these maps interesting. For example, we don't like new maps because they've all just boiled down to just 3-lane maps. And there's no elevation in these maps either. When it comes to a lot of the new Call of Duty maps, they're just 3 lanes and they're just flat. Sometimes a lot of second level, and that's it. We don't want that. What we're looking for is diverse map rotations. Something interesting when it comes to maps. I'll go ahead and start showing on screen some of the maps and why they were so unique. Like Quarry, for example, from one of the original Modern Warfare games, the fact that there were so many different places of elevation you could go to. There was always buildings that you could go inside of on different elevations. There was a lot more going on. Different elevations. All these different vantage points you could take advantage of. You had to think about where you were going because it was actually important. It wasn't just about running and getting kills. You had to take advantage of certain zones. This is what we're wanting from the new Call of Duty games. A lot of people already burnt down Call of Duty. Absolutely, and I've been one of those guys actually, and I haven't played any of the recent Call of Duties for quite some time. The last Call of Duty I bought was Black Ops 3, and I basically just bought it for the zombies because I was really into that timeline. But any of the new Call of Duties, I haven't touched. They're not interesting, they're not fun. It's gonna be interesting to see what they're gonna do, not just making it nostalgia based, but trying to make the game unique and fun to play. Remember the reasons why the game were interesting and fun to play. This might be a little difficult for them to do considering the fact that most of the original team is gone because they left before Ghost came out because the huge layoff spree from Activision. So those guys just left and made Respawn Entertainment, and thank God they did because Titanfall is one of the best games I have ever played. Now, considering the fact that Infinite Warfare didn't sell pretty well, but I've heard a lot of positive things about its campaign, and the fact that the multiplayer didn't do too good, but it had a lot of unique ideas, I do have some faith in this game being pretty good. We'll have to wait and find out, but it's very possible we'll see some very unique stuff inside of this. Here we continue to see more war zones to really show the dark nitty gritty and a kid in a gas mask. Like, if this right here doesn't show you dark, realistic war times are coming, I don't know what will. And the game will be releasing October 25th. So, a typical Call of Duty time. Now, is this just gonna automatically make me buy the game on day one? No. I've never bought a Call of Duty game on day one ever before. I usually get them on discount. But I am interested and might follow up on this. It's very possible we will be getting more information on this game come E3. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at this description because it does have more information for us. The stakes have never been higher as players take on the role of lethal Tier 1 operators in a heart-pacing saga that will affect the global balance of power. Call of Duty, R, Modern Warfare, R, engulfs fans in an incredibly raw, gritty, provocative narrative that brings unrivaled intensity and shines a light on the changing nature of modern war. Developed by the studio that started it all, Infinite Warfare, blah 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 blah. Now, the interesting things I see within the sentence is take on the role of lethal tier 1 operators in a heart racing saga. So are they already planning on making multiple Modern Warfare games in the future? To no one's surprise, Activision is desperate to get sales out of people, so they're going back to their popular games. This is kind of the main reason why everyone's still skeptical of this game, because it's cool that we're seeing this game come back and there's potential in it, as it shows very well within this trailer. But at the same time, it could just be Activision going for a just straight up Hail Mary and get lucky with sales. We don't know. Will the nostalgia be enough for a lot of people to buy the game that originally bought the old Modern Warfares that care about this game? We don't know. Call of Duty has tainted its title, and Call of Duty has been on a rapid downhill ever since Modern Warfare 3 when it comes to sales. And quite frankly, it deserves to be. Call of Duty has not innovated in years, and it's good they've been losing sales, because if you want to keep making these games, you have to innovate. Lack of innovation leads to stagnation. Stagnation leads to irrelevancy. Irrelevancy leads to death. And that's where the Call of Duty game is going right now if this game doesn't do something different. But things have only gotten worse as well. If you guys haven't heard, whatever game was supposed to come next by allegedly was supposed to be Sledgehammer Games, they were also supposed to work with Raven Software on the next Call of Duty for next year. However, things have been going badly on that side of things, and so it looks like Treyarch will now be making a new Black Ops game for next year. That means they only had 2 years to make this next Black Ops game. I don't know about you guys, but Call of Duty Black Ops 4 not only looked like a pretty ugly game, but it looked like it was pushing the boundaries of the engine they were on. So they would have to go onto this new engine that's being developed, and it's not a fast process to get onto a new engine at all. So good luck to next year's Call of Duty, but that's a conversation for a different day. But the other interesting thing to me that a lot of people have also been pointing out is how it says the iconic Modern Warfare series is being built from the ground up. Now, this could be just fancy mumbo-jumbo talk concerning the fact that there's a brand new engine and they're just like, oh look, it's a brand new engine, we're building it from the ground up. I guess that's fair, honestly. But let's keep going as there's more information within this description why we brought it up in the first place. In the visceral and dramatic single-player story campaign, Call of Duty Modern Warfare pushes boundaries and breaks rules the way only Modern Warfare can. Players will engage in breathtaking covert operations alongside a diverse cast of international special forces throughout the iconic European cities and volatile expanses of the Middle East. No Russian, the game. Also sounds very reminiscent of the old Modern Warfare games. And the story doesn't end there. In Call of Duty Modern Warfare, players will be thrust into the immersive narrative spanning the entire game. Players can experience the ultimate online playground with classic multiplayer, or squad up and play cooperatively in a collection of elite operations accessible to all skill levels. Now, what can we take out of the classic multiplayer? It's gonna be the same damn thing. But when it comes to elite operations, that already sounds very familiar. Like, I don't know, say, Spec Ops missions? A lot of people have been asking for Spec Ops missions to return, and this is a great way to do it. It sounds something different, whatever the hell these elite operations are supposed to be, but it says accessible to all levels. So it might be one of those survival things again. People love survival missions, and if it's not a copy and paste of your old stuff, or zombies as everyone's been trying to do, you might get something cool, different, new, and unique out of this, and that's something we're all looking for. And that's what we liked about the original Modern Warfares. They weren't copying people, they weren't retracing old ground, it was new content, and that's stuff that we want to see out of this game. We don't just want nostalgia, we want brand new content, new creative ideas. And that's what we liked about Respawn Entertainment before they became Respawn Entertainment when they were still Infinity Ward. You get the point. So really, that's it, dudes. On the outside, it looks like another Call of Duty game, but I would have to say it shows potential. With that like ratio and a lot of people seeing this trailer instantly, it's currently #1 on trending. It looks like a lot of people are interested in seeing this brand new Call of Duty. I am very excited for one, that we might actually get an interesting Call of Duty after all these years of bland, boring Call of Duty games. Would it be good? I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see. Hopefully they won't just play off nostalgia and they'll go ahead and try new innovative ideas. And if not that, at least unique ideas. We're not looking for a 10 out of 10 game here. We're looking for at least something that's different from the crowd of games that you made into a crowd of boring stuff. You did this to yourself. But Infinity Ward has always been known for creative new ideas, even when it's been the new crew. Like, still, look at Infinite Warfare. It wasn't the best game, but there was creative new ideas in there, and that's the sort of stuff that we're wanting to see that shows potential within this game. So go ahead, go down in the comment section below and let me know what you guys think about the new Call of Duty game. Are you guys interested? Have you never been interested in the games before, but maybe now? Are you still not interested? Are you an old veteran of the series and haven't liked any of the new games, but think you might come back after this game? Let me know about any and all of your opinions down in the comment section below. I'm really interested. Do me a favor, keep the conversation alive. I'm really interested to hear what you guys think about this Call of Duty game. I love talking to you guys all the damn time. That's it. That's all I got for you guys today. It's possible I'm just overhyped right now because a shit ton of new movie and game trailers and new game information came out yesterday and today. So there's a lot of cool stuff going on, and E3 is just around the corner. So guys, expect new videos coming around very soon. I'm going to try to push out videos as much as I can this week when I'm not working, because there's a lot of stuff I want to talk about before E3 rolls around. So let me know what you guys want to hear about when it comes to E3. I already have a few ideas, but I do want to hear what you guys want me to talk about. Without further ado, that's all I got for you guys today. Be sure once again to hit the subscribe button. Stick around for the long time, not the hard time. You're making it a hard time when you watch my video and don't subscribe. Don't thank y'all for watching a long time, but not a hard time. And I'll see you guys next time. Actman, if you're watching this video, try to get a hold of me. Go to my Discord, down link below. DM me ASAP. Come on, man, we gotta do a collaboration.